The building's holding up well inside.
Quality of structural materials much better than in city outside. This made of same substance as World Tree itself.
Same as the World Tree. Huh? Hey! Where is everyone? Pyra! Gramps! Pyra! Mithra! What is that? The Ardanian Imperial Army. Their equipment looks ancient. Like it's come from the past. What is up with this place? Nia! Dromark! I'm so glad you...
Why, Rex?
Huh?
You told us Elysium was real.
My lady and I traveled all this way at your behest. Master Rex, did you intentionally deceive us?
I trusted you, you know. I came here because I trusted you.
Nia! Dromark! What are you talking about?
How do you explain this?
You've got it wrong. I told you. I promised Pyra to...
Pyra. Oh, right. Pyra. 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 Is that it? You've only got eyes for her. Get your head out of your ass.
Nia, you're being weird. What is going on?
My lady has given up everything for you, yet still you realize nothing. Even now you cannot see.
I've been here all along. Why won't you realize? Look! Just look at me, Rex!
Well, here's where things start getting weird. Party formation has changed. Oh, it automatically gives me rock. I don't want rock. No. I wanted Fiora. That's the reason I switched to Fiora. Dang it, am I stuck with rock?
Beware an attack.
Okay.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Because during these visions here, you're not supposed to have Pyra / Mithra. So I guess it automatically gives you rock, because that's the other blade that it knows that you for sure have. Why do I have Godfrey as the next one? I wanted to have Fiora here, because Fiora's insane. Like, we're not supposed to have Pyra / Mithra here, but I guess we do because New Game Plus, so just ignore that, I suppose. But now we're fighting Nia. And these lines that we're hearing from her are very... I don't want these blades! I want freaking Fiora. I mean, I could just use Mithra and, like, annihilate everything. But it's not canon to have Mithra here. Well, just ignore the fact that Mithra's out. It's not canon. Mithra's not supposed to be here right now, but just ignore that. It doesn't matter. Ow!
Damn you, you tricked me.
Damn you, you tricked me, she says. Just pretend Mithra isn't there right now for the sake of the story, but... Man, I really wanted to use Fiora here. And Godfrey serves you well in these fights. Actually, he's slow but has enough health regen to make it. Yeah, he can, but this is New Game Plus, and I also have, you know, blades like Shulk and Fiora, so it'd be easier to just use them. And I think New Game Plus is the reason why I can use Mithra here, because you're not supposed to be able to have Mithra here, but New Game Plus things, I guess. Also, hello and welcome. My oh my.
I'm sorry.
Answer me, Rex. Why did you lie to us?
How could you betray our trust?
Why would Nia and Dromok?
You really are a fool.
Ah! Morag? Brighid? Huh? Moradane?
You're so thoughtless.
Morag?
Here you are, wasting time. And all the while my countrymen are... Do you have any idea what you've done?
What are you...
You just run ahead, without a thought for anyone else, and this is the result! I couldn't save anyone. If only we hadn't come here. I could have saved my people. I could have saved Niall. If only it weren't for you, Rex!
But me? I didn't mean to...
I hope you're happy now. You've dragged us to some empty ruins. I hope that was worth everything we sacrificed.
Well, this battle here was one of the most difficult in the whole playthrough when I played this the first time. So I think I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and use Mithra when she's up, which you're not supposed to have here, because this is supposed to be the point where Rex is separated from like all the other main characters in his party, like especially Pyra and Mithra. So, you know, just pretend that she isn't here for the sake of the story, but I'm just gonna use her to like, you know, zoom through this fight real quick maybe.
Why not?
And, you know, spam this. Just pretend she isn't there. But yeah, this is definitely by far one of the most confusing parts in the story. And when I first played this, like, apart from getting wrecked by Morag, I was just like, I need answers right now. I need all the answers right now. They must all be explained. I need to know what's going on here. Like, where'd all my friends go? Why are they fighting me? Why aren't Pyra and Mithra with me? Which you just have to pretend since they are, but you know.
Please, stop this! What's the use in fighting amongst ourselves now?
What's the use? For vengeance! What more reason do I need?
What?
That's right. We must take our vengeance. For the thousands of lives you have stolen!
I killed? No way! I didn't!
I'll have your life for an apology, Rex! Stop right there! How dare you run!
What is this place? What's wrong with everyone? Pyra, Mithra, Grams! Where are you? Where are you guys?
Why Rex run?
Torna! Poppy, Zeke and Pandoria. Don't tell me you're all...
You having fun, chum? Playing the hero like the kid you are, stringing us adults along.
That's not...
Rex is bad friend. Why Rex become driver when Torna cannot become driver? Torna tries so hard, and for what? It's useless!
Master Pawn is right. Rex just have a little luck and become driver of Aegis? Poppy never asked to be born as imitation. Poppy want to be real too. Not fair!
I bet it felt real good, didn't it? Getting special treatment from everyone, getting chosen by the Aegis. Who decided you should have all that power? How about you hand it over to the prince right now? He deserves it.
Stop it already! I did nothing wrong to any of you.
So you haven't worked that out either. In your hurry to get here, you never stopped to consider all the things you left lying in your wake!
Well, now we have a 2v1 against the last couple members of the group. Also, it just occurred to me, how about instead of just turning my camera on, we do the freaking fancy transition, since that's a thing now. Aw, oh, dang, it turned off. Turn back on. There we go. Jeez. Apparently the transition didn't work as well as it was supposed to. I don't know why. Why am I targeting the tank Tor first? You're so confused, Haunt. So was I the first time I played this. You get to suffer the same way that I did. Needing answers right this instant. But luckily, you don't have to wait that long for answers. Can we just... Oh, he's using... Look how much damage Zeke's taking. Let's just go ahead and target Zeke here. Wait, can I use Pyra Mithra's third form here? Can I just... Oh my goodness, I can. Okay. Well, we're not supposed to be able to use this here, but let's do it anyway. That damage, though. Oh my goodness. Oh, New Game Plus, letting me use the broken things that I'm not supposed to be able to use. Oh my goodness. Wonky. Just pretend that this isn't here. Just pretend for me. Can I single chain attack him? Chain attack, start.
Me first.
Do it. This is ridiculous. Begin, we're overkilling Torna. Wow. I'm sorry, Torna. Oh, man.
Enough! Stop! To Torna! Poppy! No, I never wanted this. Zeke, Pandoria!
What are you doing, Rex?
What? Gramps. This place.
What is the point?
Huh, Gramps?
What is the point of us, really? We are born as blades, then return to our slumber, again and again,
over countless years, until we become titans, to wander this world for countless more. And at the end of it all, we sink into nothingness. Have you ever thought about it? What it means to exist for close to an eternity with no clear purpose or goal? That's... must be nice to be human. Living for a limited time, thinking limited thoughts. It must be so much easier. I envy your kind. Just think, Rex, would you? What would you do if you were me? Would you be happy to drift around the ocean with a human on your back? Is that all I am to be?
I don't know how I'm supposed to answer that. Why are you asking me? You're being strange. Everyone's acting so strange.
Welcome back. You're late, Rex. Where did you wander off to?
Pyra. Mithra.
Come on, let's go ahead and eat. I've cooked up a whole bunch of your favorites. I hope you've got room. Well, eat up. Which kind of bread do you want?
Oh, maybe this and this.
There you go.
Thanks.
Hey, do you want some wine? Oops, you're too young. Silly me.
Mithra, has something happened?
What do you mean?
It's just, you're a lot nicer than normal.
Stop it. I'm always nice to you, aren't I?
If you say so.
Hey, Rex, come on. How can you sit down to eat without washing your hands first? That's a faux pas. Go wash your hands right now.
Sorry. You're acting almost like Mithra today, Pyra.
Did you scrub them properly?
Yeah, they're clean.
Great. Okay then, let's eat. Thanks for the food.
It looks really good. Tastes even better.
Of course it does. After all, I made it myself. Maybe I'll try my hand next time. Mithra, no. You know how that always ends. But carbon's good for you. Anyway, I want to do something nice for Rex too. No cooking. Who's gonna save the world if Rex gets the runs? You're so mean. It was only that one time.
It's okay, you two. I don't care who cooks. I'm just happy we're... I'm happy we're...
Rex.
It's so strange. I don't even know what I'm doing here anymore. Everyone's all wrong. They all said I... But now you two... Did I go wrong somewhere?
I think that's enough. Please, Father.
You guys.
Rex.
Why are we all here? I thought I was...
I merely wished to examine the shapes of your hearts.
That voice. You're...
My name is Klaus, the architect of this world. I have watched over you all this time. I have seen your thoughts, your desires, the things you have achieved.
So you did that, just now?
Yes, those were not your present forms, but alternate possibilities. Your other selves that lie within. That is what I wanted to see.
Our other selves? You mean we're all thinking stuff like that, deep down? Was that how we really feel?
Then you saw it too.
Looks like we were all shown the same kind of stuff. It creeped me out. But what are you trying to prove?
Those were the fears you harbor.
I don't get it at all.
What was your purpose in showing us this? Those were not pleasant visions to behold.
My only purpose was to find out how mankind has changed and where it is headed.
And were you disappointed?
No. As you stand before me right now, that is who you are. That is enough.
Architect, sir. I came here because I met Pyra. Is this really Elysium? Are you really?
I will show you everything. Memories. Mine and those of this planet. This world was once the stage of a struggle for survival that dwarfed this current predicament. The world was an unseemly place, though glimpses of beauty persisted. What should people live for? Who should they live for? They live for themselves, to harbor desires and struggle to realize them. That is the natural state of man. But I did not think that was good enough. I lost hope for mankind. I searched tirelessly for an outside solution. And one day, I found it. The conduit. Why it chose to appear before us, I do not know. However, its existence presented a new possibility.
Possibility?
Our world was not the only one. Endless universes coexist, side by side, yet all completely unaware of one another. The conduit was our link to these foreign worlds. And I opened that forbidden gateway, praying that it would change the world. You have seen the plane called Moritha, have you not? That is what remains of my world. When I opened the conduit, many people and many things disappeared into distant dimensions. All that remained here were the ruins of Moritha. And half of my body.
Your body?
Half of me lives on in some other dimension. But not for much longer.
What do you mean?
The moment of my other self's demise draws near.
Father, you...
I was a fool. Because of my foolishness, I lost everything. Left here, alone and broken, I longed for oblivion, but even that eluded me. This is my punishment. Retribution from on high, for the sin I have committed.
On high?
There was only one thing I could do. I had to atone for my sin. I swore to restore this world. The first thing I created was a special particulate substance with the ability to restore deteriorated matter. You all know it as the Cloud Sea. The Cloud Sea can disassemble matter it comes in contact with, and rebuild it in the image of all the things that once made up this world. This way, little by little, I could rebuild the world I had brought to ruin. Next, I began to recreate life. I gathered miniature vessels containing memories of all this planet's former life forms. And I scattered them across the Cloud Sea. These are the core crystals. The crystals bonded with the Cloud Sea's particulate reconstructors and formed the nuclei of new life. Those nuclei developed into minute life forms, the Titans, who would, over time, grow larger and larger. Finally, the Titans gave birth to complex organisms based on the data in their core crystals. This newly birthed life, over untold millennia, evolved into a new breed of mankind.
So that's how we came to live in this world.
But I did not trust this world, born as it had been. What if it were to repeat our mistakes? What if someone like me appeared? To stave off these doubts, I implemented one final measure. And so the blades were born. Ontos, Logos, and Pneuma. The three cores of the Trinity processor formed their cornerstone. However, Ontos triggered a space-time transition event and disappeared forever. I was left with the other two, Logos and Pneuma, entrusting them with managing the blades. Malos and Pyra. Those are the names that you now know them under.
So, I am Pneuma.
Managing?
The core crystals at the heart of each blade are tasked with relaying all kinds of information to Logos and Pneuma about the selection pressures of the outside world and the biological status of their bonded human, but also the experiences and emotions they share. As the data continually accrues, new evolutionary code is sent back to the core crystals. And this code is used to create new, further evolved blades. These blades too become titans in time, and create new generations of life forms. This was the new circle of life I had created.
A grand scheme. It boggles the mind a tad.
So, we're all born from this endless cycle of life to replace the victims of the previous world.
That's right. But there were also a handful of survivors. I believe you saw them when you were in Moritha. The unfortunate ones who clung to life.
Ah. You mean those monsters? Were they originally people?
Core crystals were first conceived as a replacement for human brain cells. A product of mankind's age-old quest for immortality.
And that's what became of them. How awful.
But that technology became the starting point for the creation of blades and titans.
So, in one sense, their sacrifice was not in vain. Though not all may see it as such.
So tell us, in the end, did we develop as you had hoped?
What do you think?
I couldn't possibly.
Well, those phantasms which you all experienced earlier, those are feelings that lurk in all of your hearts. As well as that man, Amaltheus. When a person loses something, they cannot help but seek a reason why. Within themselves, or in others. They seek a concrete answer to the question of who they really are deep inside. Such a very lonely existence. But perhaps that is what it is to be human. All this data passed through me, and I knew. All of you. You were not in any way different from us before. That's why I did not intervene. 500 years ago, when the man finally arrived here, I did nothing when he took away Logos and Pneuma. I stood and watched as Logos, instantiated into blade form, set out to purge the world.
You don't make sense. Didn't you go to all that trouble to rebuild it? Then why would you...
It is fate.
Fate?
It is fated to happen. It cannot but happen. My atonement was doomed from the start.
That can't be.
I had made my peace with it. Once more, I longed for nothing more than to disappear. However, something has now changed. And that is you, Rex. You and Numa.
Me? And Pyra and Mithra?
You reforged your bond in a way I had not thought possible. And the life you share. Moreover, the conduit, which fell into a stubborn silence after the world's end, has begun stirring once more. Rex, the power you and Numa exercise is the conduit's power. It comes leaking out of some far-flung dimension. And it is a power we can know nothing about. But with its help, the world may be about to change.
What's all this shaking?
It is Logos. Malos, trying to destroy this world and everything in it.
What?
Remember, at heart he is but an information processing unit. Neither good nor evil. He is driven by a certain impulse. The despair that the man named Amalthus felt.
I see. So it was right. What I felt back then, I mean.
Rex.
Rex, what is it you desire?
What else? To stop Malos.
And if you succeed?
I'll punch him in his stupid face, and then... probably get a drink with him or something. That's the 6th rule of the Salvager's Code. First have a punch out, then drink to forget. Once you've forgotten, the friendship's all set. I'm not old enough to drink yet, though.
I see. Numa. No, I should call you Pyra and Mithra.
What is it?
I want to apologize for having burdened you with all this.
Don't worry. We're actually grateful. Thanks to you, Father, we got to meet Rex. And everyone else. Those are cherished memories. Father.
I have transferred all of Elysium's data and authorizations to you. Make me proud.
We will.
Rex.
Yes.
I will disappear soon. When I do, the conduit will likely disappear from this world. You will not be able to use your power forever.
I understand. We'll make do somehow.
I'm counting on you.
Klaus. Have you changed your mind about this world?
Right now, I think I am glad.
Then, our answers match. Thank you for giving us all life.
Perhaps I will be able to face you again. Galea.
Pyra, where's Malos?
If he is here, I know where he must have gone.
Where is it? Tell us.
The greatest of all artifices. The artifice that exists solely to destroy the world. Ion.
Ion? So that's what Malos meant. Then, that's where we'll go.
Well, party formation has changed, so... Yeah, and yeah, him mentioning Galea there is, yeah, Mayneth. After Klaus destroyed the world there, he felt like after he eventually dies, there's no way that he can face Mayneth again, like after doing that terrible thing, going against what you want him to do there, and basically bringing, you know, kind of a lot of hardship onto her and everyone else there. But after everything that's happened here, he finally felt like maybe he can finally face her again once he dies, because he knows that he's about to die, because he knows that Shulk's about to kill him in the other universe. Anyway, let's fix the party here real quick, is what we'll do before, wait a second, hey. You, I like to have as a blade, Nia, you silly cat, you. Anyway, let's go ahead and put Nia on, and then we'll put Fiora on. We need to assemble our final party here. Yep, Fiora. And then, Zeke, you need to hop on in here, and you have, perfect, Pandoria, Shulk, Elma, perfect. But yeah, so essentially, I'll probably make a video on this after this series is done, explaining everything in better detail. But for now, the basics of, like, the history of this world. So, a lot of this information was actually from this siren figurine that you could get in Japan, apparently, that people have translated into English. So, apparently, in the early 21st century, somewhere in Africa, if we want to go by Xenosaga facts, it'd be in Kenya, the conduit was discovered, which... researchers were like, what the heck is this? We should research it. And after researching it for a little bit, they found out that it was a perpetual motion machine. And because it was a perpetual motion machine, that meant that it was potentially an infinite source of energy. So as such, they founded the Oidos, I have no idea how to pronounce that, the Oidos Research Institute. And they continued to study the conduit for like a decade on Earth. So a decade into research on the conduit, they found out and the reason that it's a perpetual motion machine is because it's receiving that energy from other universes. Like, it's a gateway to other universes. Like, if we want to go back to Bravely Second as an example, the Great Chasm, or not Bravely Second, Bravely Default. Bravely Default, the Great Chasm was the gateway to other universes, other worlds, other save files in that game. And in Xenoblade Chronicles here, the conduit is a gateway to other dimensions, the multiverse of a sort. And the researchers from Oidos, nice dab there, Pandoria, decided that, like, oh, this is a gateway to other dimensions. Like, what if something went wrong on the planet? That would really suck. So as such, they built the few beanstalks. We're currently in one of them, and they're basically 3 towers that hold up the orbital ring, which housed the Oidos Research Institute, which was also kind of known as Elysium, where essentially the idea of having it in space is if anything went wrong, it was off the surface of the planet and it couldn't cause as much damage there. And And yeah, it does tie into the other the other Xeno games as well, like the Xenosaga games and the Xenogear games. Like, it's not one-for-one canon connection, like there are some differences. For example, in Xenosaga, there's the gate, which is basically the equivalent of the conduit, which apparently the person who discovered the gate and the person who used it to like remake the universe were like different people from what I hear, whereas in this game, I think it might be mentioned somewhere that Zanza/Klaus was both the person who discovered it in the first place and the one who remade the universe. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was mentioned somewhere that Klaus originally discovered the conduit. Maybe I'm going crazy. I might be losing my mind, but yeah, it's really cool how there's, I don't know when the first Xenogears game came out, but however many decades of years of storytelling all ties together. And seeing how it all ties together, there's gotta be some connection with Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like, if they ever make a Xenoblade Chronicles X2, that's totally gonna tie in. There's no way it can't at this point. But anyway, they made the 3 beanstalks to hold up the orbital ring to do research on the conduit here. And something interesting about the world of Xenoblade 2 here is there only seems to be one of the beanstalks, which is Radamantis, I think it's pronounced, or something like that. So it begs the question, were the other 2 beanstalks, like the other 2 space elevators, transported to other dimensions? And a very interesting note is on Xenoblade Chronicles X, on like a map of the planet, there's a very peculiar tall tower there. Is that another beanstalk? Who knows? There's no like canon connections right now with Xenoblade Chronicles X, but it'd be really cool if there was. But yeah, there was a giant flash of Earth or flash of light around Earth and X, just like when Klaus did his thing. So, but like in the beginning scene of like Earth and Xenoblade Chronicles X, there was also that war going on between like the 2 alien species, which wasn't happening here in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I think that if there's a connection with X, it has to do with the beginning of the universe of Xenoblade Chronicles X, considering in the finale of Xenoblade Chronicles X, the main antagonist, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name right now, but the main antagonist talks about the beginning of the universe, and he says, at the dawn of time, the Samarians arrived from another plane. And something about if we Ganglion were to defy them, we would be eliminated or something like that. I thought it was just a myth. But here you are, the descendants of Samar. It's like, oh, at the dawn of time they arrived from another plane and the current humans are descendants of them? Something about like the creation of the universe. Yeah, I think that if there's a canon connection, it might be that. But who knows? Maybe it'll be explained one of these days if they ever make a sequel to X. Because it's gotta tie in somehow with like how much effort has gone into the whole thing there. Anyway, there was the 3 beanstalks. There were the 3 beanstalks. There were the 3 beanstalks that were made, as well as the orbital ring, along with residential districts such as Elysium for the researchers and their families to live on while they conducted research on the conduit. Something interesting about all the Xeno games as well is every single one has featured a unified government of Earth. So the beanstalks and the orbital ring and Elysium and all that were owned by the unified government of Earth in the early days of way before this game took place. And it's unknown why they wanted the conduit, but there was a group called the Saviorite Rebels that essentially wanted the conduit for themselves. Who knows why, but they wanted the conduit for themselves. So a war was going on between the Saviorite Rebels and the unified government of Earth way before this game takes place. And essentially, it's while this war is going on around the beanstalk, this kind of all-out attack from the rebels there, that it's seeming like the rebels are gonna capture it. Like they were saying in the space station, the Saviorite rebels are very close to capturing it. And the director was like, we have no choice. Initialize Ion, which is the strongest artifice, which Malos is now trying to use to destroy the world. And they tried to initialize Ion, and then it's like, oh, too bad, we're locked up by Professor Klaus. And Klaus there is very much like a Malthus. He's completely lost faith in humanity. So Klaus very much looked at the Earth with both the way that it is in like the real world and the war that's going on. And he's like, we've ravaged the planet. We come close to devastating even the skies above. Like he'd completely lost faith in humanity, but he figured that since the conduit was a gateway to other dimensions, he could use it as a tool to create a new, better universe. But yeah, that's definitely more than enough of a reason for somebody to launch a war to get a potential infinite energy source. So there doesn't really have to be much of a reason. You've just been sitting here listening to this. Yeah, it's crazy how it all connects. So here's where the Aegises come in. So let's backtrack a little bit to before the universe was remade. Back when the orbital ring was first made and they put the conduit into space. So they wanted to, because of how dangerous the conduit can be and how much they wanted to keep it out of the wrong hands, humans developed the Trinity processor, which I believe was used based on research from the conduit. Essentially, the Trinity processor used 3 different cores, Pneuma, Logos, and Ontos, to both regulate the conduit, make sure that it keeps doing what it needs to do without like accident, basically regulate the whole space station, as well as they had it be in charge of the defense systems. So all of the artifices, I forgot the name of them for a second there, all of the artifices are actually designed by the Trinity processor itself. So as such, all these machines that fly around in space like Siren or all these other machines, stuff like that, or what's his name, Ophion, for example, that big snake-like artifice that was guarding the World Tree, those are designed by the computer, the Trinity processor, instead of people. So they don't resemble anything man-made because they're designed by the Trinity processor, the 3 Aegises, based on, I don't know, schematics or ideas from the conduit itself. Which also means, interestingly enough, Elvis should still have those designs, which is interesting food for thought. But anyway, I guess there was the half of them that were like computers and the half of them that were like actual personalities, considering, you know, Pyra / Mithra and Malos don't seem to realize that they're computers until this point, and they don't seem to realize that Elysium is in this state. They don't realize the original state of the world. They probably don't know that they're the ones that originally created the artifices. They might, but from what I can tell from my interpretation, it seems like they don't remember this. So it seems very much like they were designed as computers, but then from there, in order to have them make better decisions, like better moral decisions about what to do when it comes to this war, I guess, or something like that, is my interpretation of it, is why they decided to start developing them into more human personalities. That's my interpretation of why they started to develop them into these personalities. You can interpret it however you like, but if I were to guess, I would imagine that, you know, regulating the most powerful thing that exists there and keeping it safe, they want it to be in the hands of, you know, something that could make good moral decisions, so they decided to start developing more human personalities in the Trinity processor. That would be my guess. But yeah, and I do really like the symbolism like that. Ontos equals existence, Logos equals reason, and Pneuma equals soul. Like, I really like the symbolism like that. Yeah, I'm not sure 100% how it goes. It's something like that. They do all mean something. I don't remember what, but they do all mean something like that, Soul Dark Hunter. You're not far off, I don't think. But anyway, to develop these more human personalities in them, they developed the virtual reality for these 3 Aegises, though they were just known as cores of the Trinity processor, to be developed in, to make them more human-like. Which, it's not known 100% sure what this virtual reality was, but a very good guess is that it's probably the Dream Elysium that Pyra / Mithra showed Rex at the beginning of the game, and they can both access. With evidence for this being the fact that this virtual reality Dream of Elysium is so different from the real Elysium, like it hasn't updated with like the data of, you know, the fact that the real Elysium is like post-apocalyptic wasteland, like Fallout almost, which would imply that it was like a virtual reality that was made for them to be raised in, as well as the fact that Malos has access to it as well. In chapter 3, for example, Pyra was dreaming in the Dream Elysium there, and Malos appeared beside her, and she was like, "You can't be here," and that's when Malos was talking about how he had the hostage, like, come alone if you want her to live, and it was like Coles and East or something like that. And yeah, Poppy's just dancing during this whole philosophy, and Zeke's doing his thing there and such. And Zanz is just chilling over there. Or I should say Klaus. He's not known as Zanz in this game. Hold on, what happens? I can talk to him here. What does he say? I will disappear soon. When I do, the conduit will likely disappear from this world. You will not be able to use your power forever. I'm counting on you. Pyra, Mithra, Rex. Gotcha. Whoa, there's more exits? But this is the actual way to go. But yeah, so they developed these virtual realities to raise them in, so that these supercomputers could be more human-like in their decisions, is what my interpretation of it is. And then that's basically when the whole shebang happened with Klaus remaking the universe, with who knows how many universes were made, but Xenoblade Chronicles 2 seems to be the world that was left behind, considering, you know, the conduit is still here, Klaus is here, there's the freaking space station still here, and there's the ruins of Moritha down below that have the, like, monsters that used to be people that were turned into that by the state of it, you know, being a post-apocalyptic world like that. So, from my interpretation, all rest is the world of Earth in the far future. That was the world that was left behind after Klaus did what he did. So that half of him remained behind. And the other half of him went to one of the new universes that he created, which was the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. Or this is also a new world modeled after the previous one, Kappa. Exactly, it's just modeled after it. Easy peasy. Exactly. You know? It's just that. But anyway, sometime after that, the world of Xenoblade 1 and 2 are definitely more linked than however many other worlds were made, seeing as the fact that, you know, this is a connection to Xenoblade Chronicles 1 right here. This other half of him that's in the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and is Zanza. So there's got to be some connection, like some link between the two universes directly, more than just the conduit, which is probably why when Ontos triggered a space-time transition event, or however the heck Klaus describes it, why he went to the world of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. And there's so much evidence that points toward Alvis being Ontos. Like, why would they make 3 cores to the Trinity processor if Alvis wasn't Ontos? But anyway, one very interesting hint that I only noticed on this playthrough, like recently, is the fact that Alvis's key around his neck there on his chest is in the same position as the core crystal of Pyra/Mithra and Malos, and is also in the exact same position as Fiora's Monado when she had the Monado for that brief time. So, like, that all connects with them being like the same thing there, you know? And the true name for Aegis is Monado. Like, Aegis is just kind of a title term that was given early during the events of Torna the Golden Country. Like, in Torna the Golden Country, as I was playing through that, or editing that I should say, they were talking in Indul, and Malos was looking at this treasure, and the Praetor at the time was like, oh, that is the Aegis, Indul's most sacred treasure. It said that it was like a gift from the architect itself onto the world. And then Malos destroys it, and it's like, Aegis? That's what I'll be called then. So, like, the real name of Aegis's is Monado's. And Malos realizes this, considering he calls out Monado arts when he attacks. So Malos knows this. So, like, the real term for this sword on Rex's back, for example, is a Monado as well. So, across the worlds of Xenoblade 1 and 2, there's 5 Monados. You'd think in Xenoblade 1 there's only the one Monado, but technically there's at least 5. So there's Zanza's, there's Mayneth's, there's Alvis's, and in this world, there's Pyra/Mithra/Numa's, and, like, Malos's/Logos's, I guess. There's no third one in this world because Alvis disappeared to that other world. But yeah, with Alvis being the third Aegis, or / the third true Monado, the other 2 true Monados being Malos's and this one on Rex's back, that's my interpretation of why Shulk's Monado / Alvis's Monado was able to overcome Zanza's 2, because Zanza had 2 Monados, Shulk only had 1, but Shulk was still able to defeat Zanza and cut through both of those Monados there. So my interpretation of why that is because Alvis was saying, like, you must find the true Monado to Shulk, which I believe says that, like, his Monado, Alvis's Monado, which Shulk was able to claim, is the one actual true Monado, whereas the Monado of Zanza and Mayneth / Galea were kind of like reflections onto that world of the Conduit's power, like the equivalents of, you know, Pyra/Mithra/Numa's power and Malos/Logos's power. They're like the equivalents that have been reflected onto that world in a sense. But Alvis is like the one real deal, like the actual part of the Trinity processor. As Alvis describes at the end of Xenoblade 1, I am the administrative computer of a phase transition experiment facility. And as well, with Alvis's personality, which is really fascinating, is with this virtual reality that the 3 of them were raised in, which, by the way, the visions that Shulk is shown towards the end of the game in space there are probably part of that virtual reality, considering Shulk seeing the world of Earth and, like, the solar system of Earth, which no longer exists in that world. So my interpretation of that is that's part of that virtual reality that they were raised in, that Alvis has access to, is my interpretation of that. But anyway, this virtual reality that they were all a part of, sometime after Klaus did his thing, he did his like Thanos snap or whatever, Alvis or Ontos freaking disappeared to the world of Xenoblade 1, and because he spent less time in that virtual reality, like he was partially he has partial of a human personality, like he has feelings and emotions. Like if he was an emotionless machine, he would just be doing what Zanza wanted him to in Xenoblade 1, whereas instead he evened the odds by giving Shulk the chance he needed to overcome Zanza. So like he does have emotions deep down, but he wasn't in that virtual reality as long as the other two true Monados were, which left him as more of a robotic overseer or divine overseer kind of personality, where he's just like, I'm a computer here to get my job done, you know? Whereas Pyra/Mithra and Malos stuck around in that virtual reality for a really long time. They stuck around in that until Amalthus stole them from the World Tree and took them down into Allrest. So because they spent much more time there, they're basically human in their personalities, whereas Alvis is a lot more computer-like and a lot more robotic, but with some like human qualities because he was still in that virtual reality, but just not for as much time. So, you know, the connections between Xenoblade 1 and 2 and just everything about the storytelling of Xeno 1 and 2 is just so brilliant, and I love it so much. But yeah, anyway, Aegis equals shield from Greek, or in Japanese they call it Aegis. Shai equals Holy Grail. Were you Googling this now to... Oh no, I was about to say to like confirm your answers, but what you were saying before was about like Logos, Numa, and Ontos, so different things, sorry. And then Xenogears has the Wave existence, Xenosaga has the Udo. One of these days I want to play those games, but who knows. Also, in the position of gods of their respective universes, all linked to the Conduit, which is called different things in different continuities. Yeah, in Xenosaga it's called the Gate, and then in Xenogears it's called the Zohar. But yeah, left for a second, welcome back then, Haunt. We haven't really moved on since then. We've just been discussing more connections and such. Wait, where am I supposed to be going somewhere else? Is this the way that I came down here? Am I supposed to be going off to that side path? Am I going the complete wrong way right now? There's a chest here! I was going the wrong way, wasn't I? I had no idea there was a chest here. I think I went the wrong way. Did I? Wait, where am I? Why am I getting lost here? Hey look, Architect's room. Where am I going? Was I supposed to go this other way? I'm gonna go this other way. I'm gonna go this other way. But we were basically just discussing the connections between Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2 and how the story all links together, which is very fascinating, actually. It's very brilliantly done. You think I was going the right way? I might have been. Oh yeah, because that is the way that the heroes were running at the end of that last cutscene, wasn't it? I think you're right. I think you're right. We can always fast travel back to this point here. Yeah, I think I was right the first time. But yeah, it's so, like, there were a bunch of unanswered questions at the end of Xenoblade Chronicles 1. So I love how 7 years later, after the release of Xenoblade 1, Xenoblade 2 actually took, like, those unanswered points and, like, developed on them further and, like, developed the story further. And I love how it developed Zanza's character further. Like, there were a few questions about him at the end of Xenoblade 1, like, why is he so bloodthirsty? Well, I'd probably be pretty crazy as well if I was split in two and, like, had these two different personalities because, oh. It is that side path, isn't it? I was right the second time. Because that's the elevators down here. Freaking.
Let's get going.
This is the way that Rex was going at the end of that. I'm getting so lost. Yeah, because those were like the elevators down from like Elysium, right? Freaking, let's take the elevator. I'm getting so lost when there's literally just two choices. My goodness. Did I just turn my camera off for nothing?
What
feels bad. Storage area entrance. Well, now I'll turn it off though.
Very nice.
those sirens? He's really trying to destroy all of Orest.
Let's hurry, guys!
Well, here we go. Making it towards the, hey, there's a heart-to-heart here. Wait, before we go to the freaking end, let's view the freaking heart-to-heart moment. These heart-to-heart need the following characters' blades must be engaged. Oh, come on. So we get a Cosmos heart-to-heart, but I need to engage Dromark. Fine, you engage Dromark.
I am at your service.
And you engage Cosmos.
Ready
Bam.
for departure, Master.
Fine, let's get the Cosmos heart-to-heart is what we'll do. Why not?
Here, pretty amazing.
I would never have dreamed a day would come when I could gaze down upon all of Orest.
They're saying this as the world is getting destroyed. This was probably not meant to be seen during this scene of the game, was it?
I must confess, the sheer height sets my fur on end somewhat.
You're not concerned that the world's ending, Dromark?
Master, tell me, what do you feel standing here?
Boy, it would suck if this thing fell over, or how was the world tree even built? Oh, I want to know them both, but I kind of want to see this.
Well, I mean, we're crazy high up here. So I get to thinking, what if this tree falls over? Pretty scary thought, right?
Yeah, that might be true, Soldar, because when you beat the final boss, it just puts you right before the final boss anyway. It's one of those kinds of stories. So, you know. Yeah, this timing though. Like, they're just having a casual chat about this place while freaking all the artifices out there controlled by mouths are just destroying the world.
Why say such scary things?
Almost as scary as the world getting destroyed.
Now you mention, tree very thin for so tall structure, not seem very stable.
Is that your biggest concern right now, Tora?
If the tree did fall, I expect none of us would survive, would we?
Another situation where none of us would survive, the world ending by all these artifices and destroying the whole planet. Just throwing it out there.
The chances of impact with Alrest from our current location seem very small. On lower levels of the tree, such as where you faced Almalthus and Jin, the structure could indeed topple.
What, it'd just be flung into space from here?
But this is outer space. We are in orbit above Alrest's atmosphere.
Gotcha.
Even if the world tree itself were to collapse, our current location would most likely hold its position.
Yeah, I'm still not done because we were chatting for a long time on the connections between Xenoblade 1 and 2. I was doing my best to explain everything, basically bearded. Yeah, this part is in orbit, technically. That's why it's called the orbital ring. Though, is that mentioned in the game? I don't remember. It's gotta be somewhere.
Not sure I get it, but if you say so.
That good though. If we're safe up here, even if tree topples, that is load of Dora's mind.
Yeah, we're safe up here. Just don't look at what's going on through the window. We're safe up here.
In that event, though, how would we return to Orest?
We won't if those artifices destroy it.
Cosmos, you have answer to that too, right?
Either we would remain in orbit for all eternity, or we would break free and fly off into outer space.
Either way, then, this place would become our grave.
Still, is that your concern?
Precisely.
Tora maybe want to go home now.
Sure, let's go back home right now.
Do not worry. I will do all I can to avoid such a situation transpiring. Protecting drivers is my duty as a blade.
Yeah, don't worry. We're not gonna let this world tree collapse. That'd be absurd.
Real driver though, just not on boy.
I will protect you after I have ensured the safety of Rex, Nia, Morag, and Zeke.
Fifth in line?
If you wish to be treated as top priority, I suggest you turn to Poppy instead.
Oh.
Cosmos too cruel.
You're a funny girl. You know that, Cosmos?
Really? I was merely expressing the factual state of affairs.
Yeah, but that just makes it even funnier, you know?
Yeah, a space elevator would have to be made of crazy strong materials, especially with the ring attached to it that's literally orbiting the planet. Like, it'd have to be some crazy material that wouldn't really have much of a chance of ever collapsing. So don't worry, this thing isn't gonna collapse. Dang it! Dang it! Wrong freaking thing. Wrong hotkeys. I kept switching to the wrong scenes there. My goodness. Anyway, I got a freaking thing on Cosmos there. I guess we had to view that heart to heart. And yes, Spirited. Anyway, let's fix the party before the final battle real quick is what we'll do. Let's go ahead and throw Nia on. My scenes? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got a little bit of a sneak peek of my Bravely Second scene here, even though we haven't, you know, started Bravely Second yet. I still have it, like, prepared and such. But, yeah. I think they've speculated that carbon nanotubes are the only known. Oh yeah, I heard about that. But it's like really difficult to make that though. Like it takes, I forget how much it was, but it takes like a ton to make like 30 centimeters of carbon nanotube. But if they ever did make a space elevator in real life, that would be the most likely material. I've heard about that as well, but not in a while. But yeah, imagine starting the Bravely series again. Yeah, we will with Bravely Second, the sequel to Bravely Default, except, you know, not Bravely Default, Bravely Second. And I actually love that game, so I can't wait to start this series, but we have other things to finish first. Like this game, for example. You know, this game right here we have to finish first as well. And then there's also Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is, you know, sitting right there, which I still haven't actually opened yet. But, you know. Yeah, imagine having to finish a game. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be crazy if you actually had to finish a game? How absurd would that be? Imagine purchasing special editions. Yeah, what kind of nerd would purchase a freaking special edition? Yeah, no, that's for nerds. And I'm no nerd, so I wouldn't do anything like that. No way. It's probably a turbo nerd that starts with the Golden Deer route first in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Wouldn't that be pretty crazy to spend 87 hours in a game and not seeing an end in sight? Oh my god. I can't believe Bravely Default took us like half a year to finish. Like, this series has taken us half a year to finish, but this is 3 games, 2 of which are 70-hour JRPGs, so that makes sense. But Bravely Default was so on and off that series took so long to freaking finish. Bravely Second, I hope isn't gonna take that long. Imagine playing Persona 5. Yeah, what a turbo nerd would do that. If I ever got a PS4, I'd totally play that game. Also, we have a bit of a new variety of artifices here that are in this kind of bay to be, you know, launched as weapons and such. Oh my goodness, you didn't get your freaking thing. Let's just destroy this dude. Let's just go ahead and do that. Also, I went back to enabling custom difficulty, but the only thing that I've changed is like this is standard difficulty, with the only difference being that the enemy HP is all the way to the top, which I believe multiplies their HP by 2.5. So this guy's lasting like 2.5 times longer than he normally would. I think it's something like that. Boop, let's do this. I guess I need max affinity with Nia, or I need to have just switched to Nia for it to do that variety. If you did that, wish you the best of how long it is. Yeah, I don't ever plan on getting a PS4 because that's expensive and stuff. I got too many other things to get. Like all the stuff that I got for the stream recently. Like the freaking studio light that's now lighting up this whole area. Like the freaking second camera that I don't know what exactly to do with, but we have 2 angles here. Do we want a different view here? Here we go. Here's an above view, because why not? I can move that camera around. I don't know what the heck to do with it, but we have options now. So, you know, there's that and stuff. Let's just do this for fun and stuff. Oh my goodness, does this actually do a lot of damage? Oh my goodness, it actually does do quite a decent amount there. Thanks for having lightsaber blades, Fior. Oh my goodness, that was a lot of damage. Fior is freaking insane. Oh look, everybody's level 70. I guess we'll probably be level 70 to finish off this game then. Let's just hope that that isn't too low level and that, you know, Malice one-shots us with Siren Buster. That would suck. Tora should live that attack. There's this one attack that he always does called Siren Buster, and it typically one-shots a lot of your characters. Like Rex is probably gonna get one shot by it, but Tora should at least live and he'll be able to revive us, and Malus only does that once during the fight, so we should be okay. You get a new desk before you get a new camera and lighting. Yeah, it can definitely take a lot of setup to put into like everything. Does this door automatically open, or do I have to go up here and like, who's attacking me right now? Do I have to go up here and press the switch? I think I have to press the switch. Why? Stay away from me. Jeez. Open the door. But yeah. And you never faced that when you played it? You did! You've just forgotten it! He does it once every battle for sure. There's a little bit of the battle when you get his HP down to like 80%, then a cutscene happens, and then the cutscene ends and he backs off and he starts the fight with Siren Buster. You did not kill him too quickly. He backs off. You literally can't hit him unless you're like right on the edges. And he starts out with Siren Buster. Like that's what he leads the second phase with at 80% health. So unless you got him to like 85% health and killed him with a chain attack. There's that. Because yeah, he's at least killed my Neo when I had her as a driver when I played this the first time. Also, speaking of moves that he does that can one-shot you, he apparently has a move called Prometheus that will almost always one-shot your entire party that apparently he does if the battle takes too long. I've never seen it before. I've never actually seen it happen, but I've seen people complain online that Prometheus is too strong of a move from him, and apparently it comes out if the battle takes too long. I've never actually seen it, but apparently Prometheus is an attack that he can do that, like, pretty much one-shots everybody, like, immediately. But I've never seen it before, so I don't think we have to worry about Prometheus too much. But yeah, and yeah, that one robot there is indeed a motorcycle one. You had a viewer telling you to watch out for it. Today will probably be the day. Yeah, I'll point out freaking the thing to you. I don't think we'll get to see Prometheus, but we'll get to see Siren Buster.
But we can't afford to give up now. Indeed. If we give up hope here, there will be nothing left of all.
look at Corvin on the side there. He's just like, yep, I'm OP. As long as I'm on the field, you don't have to worry. And I'm just gonna sit here and stare at Moreg's shoulder. I'm OP. Though he's not gonna be on the field. Sorry, Corvin, you don't get to take part in the final battle because you're too OP and I actually like to play the game. Thank you very much.
That would leave all the people we care about dead, and a whole bunch of innocent folk besides.
You mean Prometheus bearded? I swear, if I get Prometheus, I'll be so mad. And welcome back, Anima.
That worst possible outcome.
But we're not in this alone. Jin, the Torna guys, and everyone back on Allrest are counting on us.
What do you mean, Nia? They're all dead. Jin and the Torna guys are all dead. What do you mean? Oh, well, that sentence could have had the word switched around a little bit to have it make more sense. Oh yeah, 2.5 times health. But I'm also running the crazy blades that I am. So, plus, if I get an 8-orb chain attack, he's dead. I'm hoping that with 2.5 times health, I'll have enough time to get off an 8-orb chain attack, like to get 8 orbs on him. If we initiate an 8-orb chain attack, he should be dead, but 2.5 times health. I don't know. I just really hope we don't get Prometheus, because yeah, the fight is probably going to last a while because of 2.5 times health. That is actually a good point. You make a very valid point there, actually.
We've run into all kinds of trouble on the way, but we've made it this far.
This may be the most formidable obstacle yet, but we can surpass it like any other.
When friends all together, nothing impossible.
This is it. This is our final battle.
Reminds me of Crom. This is it, our final battle.
Let's show him what drivers and blades can do together.
Yeah!
You're one of us, Robin. Like, man, I keep thinking about Fire Emblem Awakening. So that's a heart-to-heart before the storm, then. Right before the final battle. If you didn't have 2.5... Hey, we got rank S1 trust with Poppy there. I don't think I've gotten anything higher than S before in this, because I never tried to, like, perfect blades to that level. But yeah, if you didn't have 2.5 times health on, I believe there's no way you'll face Prometheus. Yeah. But, as long as... Here's how it's gonna go. We're gonna get 8 orbs on him before he does Prometheus. We're gonna initiate a chain attack, and we're gonna freaking kill him with the 8-orb chain attack and broken blades like Fiora and Shulk. It's gonna be great. Malice isn't gonna know what's about to hit him. But yeah, here we go then. The final boss of the game. After over half a year of the Xenoblade 1-2 Torna series, we're finally facing the final boss of the final game in the series then. And I'm pretty sure this is the control panel that recommends that I save. So let's save before hopping in there. I have 260 hours in this game. My goodness. But that also kind of doesn't surprise me considering how good this game is. So yeah, let's hop right into it then. If you open this door, there will be no turning back. Falling in battle will mean restarting to the title screen. So this is basically like the point of no return in Xenoblade Chronicles 1 at the end of Prison Island, right before we face Dixon. Except unlike Xenoblade 1, there's nobody like Dixon to face before the final boss. It's just straight into the final boss. Yeah, we're getting into the ending here. Your game will be saved before the final battle because, oh, it automatically is. All right then. Let's do this then.